Alright, it's time. Another week. ZTGD Radio. This is episode 764. December 18th, 2023. And on the show this week, we got the returning crew. We got Turks.
What up?
We got the Wombat.
Yep.
And that's it. Oh, wait, he showed up.
How do you feed blood to Grandpa?
Nah, he's not here, sorry. Anyway. Man, it's wild. There's a lot of video games, and then we had 2 events, and I got like a laundry list email about the console wars.
Damn. I forgot about the events. There's been a lot of stuff happening this week.
Yeah, I got them up. I got up both of them. The rundowns. Lots of video games. Let's just get in this bitch, Terrence. I'll kick it off with you. We'll talk about some video games.
Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. So I'm not gonna go too in depth on a lot of it because I know we got a lot of news and stuff to get to. But so Lies of P, I couldn't talk about it last week. I can talk about it now. I'm just gonna briefly talk about it because I reviewed it. It's an Other Souls game. And I did put in the review. We gonna trademark that because we called it that. Other Souls.
Other Souls. I mean, it's Bloodborne.
That.
It's kind of Bloodborne.
Well, see, I never played Bloodborne myself because, again, I don't like these types of games. But I've seen lots of clips of Bloodborne. So, and I put in the review, if you're one of those people, because I've seen this, kind of discourse of everybody wanting. Yeah, that want the 60 frames per second Bloodborne. Lies of P is going to be right up your alley. It's dark and gothic. It does some new stuff with the combat and different stuff that I like. One of the things that I didn't talk about in the review that I put out here is I don't understand why all of these fucking games have to have ridiculous names for everything. Why can't a health potion just be a health potion? No, it has to be a ergist of glukaka. It sounds like somebody just like coughed up. Like everything has crazy terms. Like why I gotta jump through hoops just to find out that to cure my poison, I need lung of leftwort. Like what the fuck? Why couldn't you just call it poison cure or antidote? Like, okay.
I mean, you gotta have good storytelling through your goofily named items. That's the way these games work.
You know what? And to this game's benefit, the narrative in this one is extremely straightforward.
They missed the opportunity to make the health potions be called like the juice of Geppetto. I mean,
they really did. But yeah, so the narrative in this one, unlike like in Elden Ring, and I think it's this way in like Elden Ring, whatever, Elden Ring and Dark Souls. That's
a big difference between together, Elder Scrolls and Elden Ring.
It definitely is. You're right. But like in those games, the plot and story, like you have to, find different stuff in the world and kind of piece it together yourself. Like you'll get some of the stuff in some of the cutscenes, but to really understand it, you have to kind of piece it together. In Lies of P, it's not presented like that. There are talking cutscenes, when you meet different characters, like the narrative is presented straightforward. So the world is open. And you can explore, and it does have that aspect of it, but it's a very linear experience. So you don't have to go searching for the story, which is kind of nice as opposed to the other ones. But again, they're just not my jam. I can't. The combat is too slow, and I guess because I remember back in the day, it didn't take me that many tries to beat Alma in Ninja Gaiden Black, but my timing must be terrible now. Like I can't block and parry or nothing like consistently to save my life. So yeah, but if you like these types of game, Lies of P, it will definitely scratch that itch for you.
I don't think that's my problem with these games. My problem with these games is I'm impatient when it comes to video games, and I don't want to stand there and watch a dude wind up for 40 seconds before I can parry and hit him. I just want to go in there and slap that bitch.
Well, you know what? Maybe that is also what mine is, because I'm like Devil May Cry, like fast action games and stuff. Even Atlas Fallen, which that combat is kind of janky and choppy as it was quicker. Like, I'm good with that type of stuff. And maybe that is what it is. I don't like to have to wait and then like, okay, he gonna fake hit, then come the real hit before I can decide what. Can we just get in here and throw hands? Like, let's just go. Like, I'm gonna take some hits. Yep, but we gonna come back. Like, I guarantee you gonna take more than me. Like, but
I can literally describe every Souls game where the enemy will shamble towards you and then make an animation and then throw his attack, and that all takes like 400 hours before he hits you.
Yep.
And I'm just like, but the funny thing is like if you swing at him with your attack, he immediately just hits you in the face.
Yep. And that happens in this, and I don't understand. And then that's what pisses me off is stuff like that. It's like, okay, so I get it. The game wants to challenge me and wants me to parry and block and stuff. But why you gonna give me why is that you get that cheap shot? That shit ain't fair. I don't get a cheap shot on you. And then those hits take like half your health. One hit, and you're like, okay, well, this nigga sneeze on me and I'm dead. Like, and then you have to run half a mile to get back to where you were and either fight all the enemies or run past them. Some of them chase you, and
yeah, okay, and then when you save the game, it's like I saved the game. Well, fuck you, you got to do it all again.
Yeah, we'll turn it off. I don't even care. Like, Jesus Christ,
I'm just gonna walk away. Geppetto, your world is screwed. I'm sorry.
The world of God. Y'all just out of luck. Shit. But no, that's Lies of P. But if y'all like them type of games, it's I mean,
does it have like multiplayer like the Souls games do?
Not that I found. No, I don't think it has multiplayer. I think it's only single
you can't
player.
So at least there's that. At least some asshole can't invade your game and just fucking one-shot you. Which is, I've never understood that in the Souls games. Like, people are like, oh, this is great. I was like, that's exactly what I want. I want somebody to come into my game that I've been busting my ass to level up my character and just fucking, like you said, just sneeze on me and I fall over and I got to do it again.
Yep.
Like, in what world is that fun?
In the most inopportune times, right? And you like, what the? Okay, great. All right, I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing because I'm about to go back to my point of grace or whatever.
To explain it in terms that Ryan and I can relate to, it's like building this complex ass formula in Excel, and some motherfucker walks up behind you and hits the delete key.
Oh God. Yeah, that sounds heartbreaking. Like, I'm not an Excel guy, but Jesus, I do know that those are quite difficult. But yeah, I'm not gonna rant about other Souls. It's it is what it is. It is one of the better ones, I will say, because I have reviewed quite a few of them for someone who doesn't like the genre.
I mean, if you're gonna review games right now, you're gonna review Souls games and roguelites. That's pretty much what's gonna happen.
Because I'm playing Blasphemous 2, which is that. But that actually I am enjoying. I'm still playing through that. But Myth Force. We'll go right into a roguelite. Myth Force, I'm playing for review, is a roguelite. And brand, like I said, I put this in the Discord chat. Like, that game is just all sizzle and no steak because the art style is beautiful. The little opening cutscene, it like puts you in that mood of Saturday mornings. You got up with your bowl of whatever your cereal of choice is. Mine was back in the day was peanut butter Captain Crunch.
That's a good choice.
To be cut the ribbon. Yeah, it's good stuff. So I sit there, you turn on your cartoons, the Beast Wars and Mummies Alive and Mighty Max or whatever you watching. You definitely get that vibe from Myth Force. You pick your character, you're like, oh, okay, all right, I'm gonna be this wizard chick, but throw some fire and stuff. It's gonna be great. And you get in the game. It's a roguelike. So, you're gonna die, you're gonna lose everything. But if you progress, okay, let me back up. It's a roguelite, and the problem with it is that they have like maybe 3 or 4 tiles that's just like the level, and it's like might have a jump in the center of it, and treasure chest over here, and then spawn points for enemies. And for some reason, the game rotates through those, and then as you kill the enemies in each area, they'll drop gold. You reach the checkpoint, you can buy a upgrade for your character that will it'll mitigate some damage, or it'll amplify your attack, or it'll make your heavy attack better. And you can revive one of your allies if they died, because this does have online co-op. And you wash, rinse, repeat.
I gotta start off by saying that I tried to play this game, and it's first person, and you cannot invert your aim, so I can't play it.
So he was like out right there. He
Yeah.
didn't even make it to the tutorial.
Nope,
Yeah, he was
I
out.
picked my character and I got in the game and like I pushed down to look up and I was like, oh fuck, I can't do this.
And I'm out. Yeah, you ain't missing much. I'm not gonna lie. It's the combat feels very clunky. The melee characters, like there's a knight, who has a shield, and a rogue who has like daggers and stuff. The combos are not fluid at all. The enemies kind of, when you hit them, the reaction is they just kind of like they're skeletons, and then you'll get like goblins, and there's some mushroom men stuff later on. It's kind of like the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon and that might have been.
It sounds like Gauntlet, like a first-person Gauntlet.
Actually, yeah, it does. So I haven't even actually thought about Gauntlet in forever, but that's exactly right. Yeah, except it has crappy combat. But yeah, it has all the class. Damn, yeah, that's exactly what it is. It has all the classes of Gauntlet. Yeah, it's a first person, just kind of cell shaded, like a Saturday morning cartoon. But it's the stuff that would keep you playing sucks. Like, I mean, it looks cool, but like the actual gameplay and the repetitiveness, oh my God, the repetitiveness. It's not fun. Like, and then there's a delay because the enemies spawn. So you'll get like 3 skeletons. You wipe out those skeletons and you can't do anything until you clear however many waves you're supposed to kill. But you're just standing there like, okay, well, now what? And you're just waiting. You're just waiting. And you still waiting. And I'm like, well, shit, let me go find them. And I have to go run around to look for the skeletons. And they're all like huddled in a corner because they're bouncing off something, like glitched off something in the environment. Like, yeah, no. It's just this. I don't know if this is early access. I don't think it is. I think
No, it's out. It's out.
Yeah, no. It looks really cool, but the gameplay is just not there. It needs more time to cook. What else? We played Baldur's Gate 3, but that's every week thing. That was a good time. I got to play Party Animals. There was a test for that. That's a lot of fun. There's a whole bunch of stuff to unlock. It does look like it's going to have a cash shop as well. I don't know about a battle pass, but it had
Is that game that's on Game Pass, but is it like a buy game or is it like a free game?
I think it's a free game. Well, wait.
No,
it's on Game Pass.
It's
what do you
not.
mean?
So I'm looking at it now. It's $20
buy it.
or $30 for the deluxe.
Yeah, but it is on Game Pass, and it's very much like the other kind of rubber.
Wobble games.
What's the game called? Yeah, it's very much like the Wobble games. Only it's everybody is pets. So there's gorillas and sharks. Some of the costumes are actually really cute and funny. There's weapons you could pick up, like a bow gun, or a crossbow, excuse me, and like a lollipop. You can swing around like a bat and stuff. But it's a Wobble game. But it was a lot of fun.
My son cracked me up this weekend. Like I told him, I was like, "You probably be interested in this." He's like, "Dad, I've outgrown Wobble games."
Well,
I was like, "Okay."
He was like, "I only play the finest real-time strategies now."
He's like, "I play Battlefield. Like, I just play Battlefield."
It is 100% my kid's most anticipated game of the year.
He's still into the Wobbles.
He's still into this one specifically. Yeah, he's been waiting on this game for years now. He's been like following it and everything for all the years it's been delayed. So he's over the moon that it's coming out and next week.
That's cool.
A couple days actually.
Yeah, it's this week. Yeah, the little bit I played, I enjoyed immensely. It was a good time. Like I think you'll have a good time, especially if you have a bunch of friends. Like, and I'm sure he probably is playing with his buddies. Yeah. So I can imagine playing with your friends is probably a blast. I was just playing, against strangers. But yeah, like you pick up them, you pick up the other animals and like over your head and toss them over the side. And there's like jump kicks and stuff. I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
It's
definitely
like
a party.
It's like Gang Beasts, right? That's what this is.
It looks a little bit like Gang Beasts, yeah.
Yes. I think it has different game modes other than kind of like, elimination. I'm not sure if Gang Beasts has other stuff other than that. But I think this has like different game modes that they're going to have in there within just the, getting rid of different characters. But it's a lot of fun, and it's on Game Pass. So I mean, give it a shot. Played Mortal Kombat 1. I'm not gonna spoil that for nobody. That's fantastic. This is fantastic. I finished it last night. NetherRealm I really would like to see them branch out and do more than fighting games. They are some incredible storytellers. Was just, oh my god, it was great. So good.
I have a lot to say about that game.
I'm sure. Well, I'm gonna let you because I really only just played the story. Because I didn't even buy it. My son bought it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, nigga. Well, let me make your home, my Xbox, your home, and I'm gonna play it." Because I think he was sharing with one of his friends, so I kicked one of them off so I could beat it. So, because I ain't playing online, I'm not. But the fighting system is. If I was going to invest and like get back into playing online, this would be the one to definitely do that. Like it felt very.
This is by far the best playing Mortal Kombat since 9, in my opinion.
Wow.
Like it just like the combos feel good. There's air juggles. Like the meter stuff is really just armor now, so it's not like you have to worry about like chaining combos like that. Instead, you chain combos with your cameos. It's just like it feels fast and responsive. I just wish NetherRealm would just adopt their Injustice mentality and make block button is useless in this game.
I was gonna say that. Oh,
like
I don't know why we hold
it's never,
on to the
it's never
block
going to
button.
happen. It's
but
never
they
gonna
did
happen.
it in Injustice.
As soon as, I know, but Injustice isn't Mortal Kombat. And as soon as they take the block button out, you're going to have all these people throwing an absolute fit about it.
Well, they're wrong, because back should be block. Like, I understood it when the fatalities required some fucking wild-ass input to do, but you don't need it now. You just don't.
No, you can make it easy. I mean, to the credit, because I did look at a couple of people's fatalities. It looks like it's just, and I think you might have put this in the thing, like just
it's three directions and a button. Yeah. And
yeah,
it's the same
which is
with
not bad.
Same with the cameos too. Like it's literally just three directions and a cameo button. Like that's it.
Okay. Yeah. That's not bad, but yeah. And it looks like, are they selling? Because I saw a thing for the easy fatalities. Like, is that
the store?
With
So this is funny. Like, this is why I haven't written my review yet. It's because the game isn't officially, I'm using finger quotes, out. It's just the early access. And in early access, they haven't turned the store on, so you can't buy the Dragon Shards. You can't buy any. Like when you click the store, it just says nothing is available. So you can't spend money yet. But to be fair, and I guess we're talking enough about it now. I'll just kind of dig into it a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, there's a lot of currency in this game, which is a big like turnoff for me. Like I hate that shit. There's currency that you can earn, which is like gold, and you earn that for kind of doing everything. Like you'll get 50 here, 500 there, whatever. That gold is used just to go to the shrine and do an animation to unlock a random item, which I think is just super fucking dumb. Like that is just the dumbest thing you can possibly do. There's another currency called seasonal currency, and this is where you get here's Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and that's part of Invasions. And every season is going to be a different theme. Like this theme is like Scorpion's Village or whatever, and you go into it and there's like 6 levels that you go through. You do these fights. It's kind of like, what was that called in MK9 where you go through like the 250 battles? It's kind of that, where the battle will be like, okay, this person has electricity, this person has like homing rockets shooting it. Like it's like the towers, except it's just one thing. Like you go from spot to spot to spot, you fight on that, you move on to the next one. So it's not like there's any, you can get items, you can equip talismans. I showed you guys that chart where it's like electricity beats fire, fire beats water. It's like fucking Pokemon chart shit. I was like, this is just...
That was insane.
Yeah, I was like, this is just too much. But like, there is cool stuff in there, and there's like, everything is free to unlock. So like, you can unlock skins and like colors for the character skins. You can unlock some brutalities in there. But most of the brutality fatality stuff is, like you said, each character has like a path, like a mastery. And I forget how, I don't know how high it goes. Like the highest I've gotten is 14 on smoke.
I looked. It's like 39 or 40. It's somewhere in the 30s.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've played smoke almost exclusively just because I was trying to like level out one character. It is going to take you forever to master every character, and I'm hoping Fatality 2 is at least before level 20, because my God, if you can input the button command and it'll do it, but it won't unlock it so that you can just look at it in the menu until you hit that mastery of that character.
Oh.
And that's where you can unlock brutalities. The cameos also level up, so they have their own level. Like,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which is, and your profile level is what unlocks the cameo. So if you notice, like Motaro and Shujinko were locked.
Yep.
As you level up your profile, I think it's every 10 levels you get one of those.
How do you level up the profile?
It's just everything. It's whatever you do gives you some XP for your profile. So.
Huh. Because mine is still, I'm pretty sure it was 0. And like I said, the only thing I've done is beat the campaign. But like I was like, dang, this ain't going up at all. So I don't know.
I don't know if it went up when I was playing the story. I don't remember. But I have played through, like I've beat Arcade Tower probably 6 or 7 times. I'm on the 3rd level of Invasions, which I think there's like 7 or 8. I mean, it's huge. It's like there's a lot of shit in there. I beat the story. I messed around with the verses, which the verses is the only place you get to see like the before match conversation stuff, which I think sucks.
That's so dope. Like the way that it's presented. I know it sucks that that's the only place you can see it, but the presentation of it
it's amazing.
So, like, and it's so quick with loading. Like the level is loading in the background while you're doing your pre-match mouth off, and then they slide back, and then you're fighting. Like it's great. Man, they wizards. Over there.
No, I'm going to say something that's going to make a lot of people angry. This game, visually and gameplay, is the best Mortal Kombat has been in a long time. The other stuff around it is the worst Mortal Kombat has been in a long time. Like, the story, top tier, their best story to date. No crypt, no living towers. Invasion is neat, but it is not what I want. It is not something I can find myself coming back to and being excited to go back to, kind of like every other Mortal Kombat has had. Whether it was the stupidity of the 3D era games where you had kart racing and fucking puzzle combat, and you also had that single player mode with Shujinko, and like all of that stuff was amazing. 11, while I hated how deep the customization was, 11 basically like stripped everything. Like, you can pick a skin and you've got one piece of gear. And that's it.
Yeah.
That is it. And I'm just like, man, this feels... And the thing is you can't pick a skin when you start the fight like you could in 11. You have to set it in a menu, and then it just picks it for you. Now, you can randomize it, but I don't know. It feels... it feels like the most unpolished as far as like extras go of a Mortal Kombat. Which sucks because the fighting and the story around it are phenomenal. Visually, it's so phenomenal. Cool. The music is the best it's been, and I can't tell you how long. The voice acting is great, except Megan Fox. She's terrible.
Hey, look.
Dude, she's so bad. She's so bad.
I honestly, because I saw the video before I actually got to that part of the game myself, because somebody put it up on Twitter, Twix, and I was like, okay, I mean, because he was like, well, she just, if that's her race shouldn't, they need to sound more different. I'm like, all right, but everybody got different voices, right? I mean, because you be surprised to hear a powerful voice come from a small person. That stuff happens all the time. So maybe she the outcast of the vampires, and she just sound. But
I don't even care if it's about like the actual sound of her voice. It's the delivery.
Delivery, yeah. I'm being facetious. I've never been a Megan Fox fan. She's very overrated. Like she's no, no. I've never been a fan of hers. So
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
it's so bad, and it stands out even more because everybody else is fucking amazing. Johnny Cage is so good.
Yeah.
The
Lee
jokes.
May is actually my favorite.
Oh, she's great in the
really
story.
good.
Like Sindel is great. Shang Tsung is the bomb.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
that story.
Yep.
Like the actor when he delivers those voices with that little smirk on his face. Oh my god,
Yes,
so good.
his faces. I have clips. Like I'm gonna put together a smash that. Like his faces. I'm like, oh my god, I died every time. Like oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah,
It is so good.
story amazing.
It's a new actor for Shang Tsung, right?
Yes, yeah,
It
it's
is.
a new
Yes.
guy. His voice, like the whole time I was playing it, like I was like, I've heard this dude before. Like, I've heard him in another game, and I even through the end of it, I could not place who it was. But as soon as you hear him talk, you'll be like, I know that voice. I've heard that somewhere before.
I guess I have to look it up because, like I said, he just sounded like sounded like a younger Kerry Takanaka. I can't know how to say his name. The dude that played him in the movie.
His character in that game is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk more about it, but I will get into spoilers, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, don't get into spoilers.
The story is amazing. The fighting is amazing. I hope they clean up some of the stuff around the edges. Like, I hope they add some more content. I will continue to play it because it's just super fun to play. But as far as content to keep coming back for, I've got problems. Like, I feel like it's so hard because, like I said, best story of these new ones that they've started making since 9, but by far the worst as far as content goes. And that disappoints me. So. But anything else, Terrence?
Yes. So I'm playing Agatha Christie. Hercule
Oh yeah.
Poirot.
Did you say it right? Because I got shit for saying it wrong.
Yeah, I did because I watched those movies. I like Hercule Poirot. I like the Kenneth Branagh movies. I think we need to see the new ones. The new one rather. My wife and I are fans of those. But it's just like the Sherlock Holmes games. There's a crime to solve. I mean, he's a detective, so it's not horrible. I haven't gotten too far into it, so I have to put some more time. I've played a lot of Fae Farm, which I'm happily Anthony is not here because he would clown me.
I mean, what do you think we're gonna do?
Farm. Oh, okay. I thought we was on a different level. I thought the three of us was. I thought we was on a different. That's fine. That's fine. I actually like it a lot. Like I've said this before. My wife and I play those games. Stardew Valley.
I love Stardew Valley.
Stuff like that. Like Fae Farm is a lot of fun, and it leans more into what I like. So it's made from the people that do Dauntless. That monster hunting game that's kind of like Monster Hunter. So the delving in the dungeon because it's a farm game. So obviously you're building a farm, you're collecting resources, chopping down wood. You go in the mines. There's combat, but the twist here is
when
that
you actually are getting
magic
like
in
wood
this
and
realm.
stuff. Like you can come off the ship.
Yes, you can. God, man, when that game comes out. I did. When that game comes out, if it ever comes out,
it ain't ever coming out.
I don't think it but yeah, it's the combat in Fae Farm is actually really good. More so than kind of like. Well, I mean, it's one button, but I don't know. It feels better than it does in Stardew Valley. Not that I hate Stardew Valley at all, because I love that game. But everything is more simplified in Fae Farm. So in Stardew Valley, you have in most of these games, you have, your backpack where your tools are, and you have to switch between tools. In this, the game is intuitive. If I walk up to a tree and just hit the button, I'll automatically put up an axe. If I walk up to,
good.
If you walk up
so
to,
it's context.
a rock.
Context sensitive.
Yeah, it's context sensitive. Yeah, that's what I was looking for, which is nice. The fishing is easier, definitely easier than Stardew Valley. That took a while to get the hang of. But there's also magic in this realm, and I'm not 100% sure what that does yet because I haven't actually gotten that far. I just got my pickaxe upgraded, which gave it a magical ability, but now I have to go use it in the mine. And you actually will meet Fey folk at some point, I guess, because I can see them in like the romanceable characters and the ones that you can be friends with, but I haven't actually seen them in the world. And you can get married in this too. But anyways, I want to review it. That's, a lot about that game. I like it. I like these kind of cozy games and, good stuff. Lastly, and I'm just going to end with this and then, I don't know, Ken, you can take it from there. I'm playing the Crew Motorfest for review, which is very much like the Forza, or I always mix these up. I think it's the Horizon games.
Yes.
That are the ones that
Horizon is like the open world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very much like that. But it's I don't know why. I mean, I think it just came out Friday, but it had like an early access release. But I still haven't heard a lot of people talk about it. And it's, first of all, it's a beautiful game. Graphically, it's absolutely gorgeous. But the gameplay is a lot of fun. And I'm not even a racing fan like that, and I'm enjoying it. I think my favorite, because you have different like um playlist. They have like a Tokyo playlist where you like are racing around. Everything is like neon colors and cherry blossoms falling, and it's very Tokyo drift kind of stuff. Super cool visually. And then there's like off-road stuff, which I actually like. I love the off-road stuff. That's good times. There's like a classic car playlist where you can drive like old school cars, and I haven't gotten to the point where and I don't know if you have, Ken, where you actually start building your crew, because that's actually what I'm looking forward to. Because I wanted to play this with the crew too, but I never actually never got to it. But if I understand correctly, you kind of go from like a car to a boat to like a plane, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
I don't know.
You could do that you could do that in the crew too as well. And what's cool about this game is like as soon as you log in, it like pulls everything from the crew too, and just gives it to you
immediately. The option. That's cool. Did you have a bunch of stuff?
I had a ton of stuff. I played the Crew 2 probably about 7 or 8 hours. I enjoyed that game, but this one, nice. I don't know. There's something about this game. Like the first playlist I did was the Hawaii one, and like as you're racing through the tracks, like these races are long, man. Like I think one of the races I did was like 8 minutes. And like the whole time I'm doing it, there's like this guy talking to me, and he's got like this real thick Hawaiian accent, and he's like telling me about the like landmarks and stuff. He's like, "Hey, bro, we're gonna take a picture here. We're gonna surf over there." And I was like, "This is kind of cool." Like,
nice.
Like this game is really fucking good. Like, if you've exhausted Forza Horizon, what was it, 5 was the last one, like, and you're ready for another one of those, this game is that, and it's a damn good one of those. Like, truly.
Yeah, like I said, I'm planning for a review, and I'm gonna put some more into it now that I've finished off Mortal Kombat. But I'm looking forward to getting to the point where I actually build my crew and get to the plane and stuff, because I love space stuff, but I love flying stuff. Why I'm not a pilot, I don't know. But yeah, so that's I think that's it. I mean, the normal stuff, Marvel Snap and everything, but that's what I got.
All right, we'll move on to the Wombat, who is having a wonderful time playing NBA 2K24.
Oh, yeah, we might as well. We might as well start there. So, I finished off my NBA 2K24 review last night. I'll let everybody read it, but I gave it the game 6. It's just I've reached my saturation point with microtransactions, and I mean, it is the most blatant product placement game that's ever existed. Everything is Gatorade or Under Armour or has some sort of sponsorship attached to it. It's I wrote this in my review, but it's patently absurd that Jake from State Farm is a recurring character in this series now. It's just silly. So, just to hit on the microtransactions piece again for a little bit, I did the math again, and I don't remember if I talked about this on the podcast last week or not, but I did it again as I was going through this review, and I think it comes out to about 350,000 VC to max a character to 99.
Jesus.
You can buy 450,000 VC for $100. That's on top, by the way, of the $70 that you spent on the game. If you buy the Mamba edition for $100, you get 100,000 VC with that, and that only takes you to about a 75 overall. And so again, as I mentioned before, the whole story here, what little story there is in this year's game, is that your father and grandfather were NBA superstars, and you are the most highly thought of prospect that's come along since LeBron James. And yet they start you at a 60 overall, which is absurd. You can spend all 100,000 VC that they give you and still not be better overall than the 8th best player on the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, it's completely absurd. To grind that much VC, so it's about $1,100 VC a game is about what I'm earning, and that's putting up 40 and 50 points a game, right? So to grind that much, and that's, by the way, on 12-minute quarters, so 48-minute games, you're talking well over 200 hours to grind to max level, which is less time than most RPGs would take you to grind to max level. It's completely absurd. Adding to the absurdity, they still make you travel around the city. It's a little bit less this year, but they still make you travel around the city for side quests and to go to different courts and stuff to play if you want to play street ball. And your player runs slow as hell. So it takes you forever to get across the city unless you unlock a vehicle. So you can get a go-kart or an electric skateboard or a bicycle. And you can unlock some of those. Some of those are season rewards, which is kind of like their battle pass. But some of them you can just pay for. VC for. So there's another way that they try to steal try to get you to spend money on VC. All the clothing, all the branded clothing in the game also costs VC if you want to buy it at a shop. They've overhauled the skill system a little bit, so now everything in this game is GOAT. Because the whole point is that your player is trying to be the greatest of all time.
Well, you know what?
Everything's GOAT.
I find it hilarious that everything is the GOAT version now. Like, greatest of all time insinuates one.
Right.
Not everything can be the GOAT.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you have GOAT skills, which is not like eating 10 cans and fainting when you get scared. But they had leadership skills in last year's game. And basically the way those work is you accomplish something specific. So it might be, get good ball movement 4 times, right? So every now and then when you're playing on offense, if you pass the ball around well, you'll get a little thing that says good ball movement. If you get good ball movement 4 times, it activates this skill, and that skill gives you an attribute boost. In this game, unlike last year's, it actually tells you explicitly what the attributes it's boosting are and how much it's boosting them to, which is nice. But you cannot... you don't bank those. They activate as soon as you unlock them. So it's very easy, especially when you have the lower level skills, to just unlock them in the first quarter, and then you can't use them again the rest of the game. So, like the 2 skills that I started out were the ball movement one and shoot 4 threes. You don't have to make 4 threes; you just have to shoot 4 threes. And it's like, okay, but if I'm a point guard that's a long-range shooter, I'm going to unlock both of those in 6 minutes. And then I don't have access to them for the rest of the game, so I can't use them late in the game when it's close because I've accidentally unlocked them just by playing the game the right way in the first quarter. So it's I wish they would let you bank them That would make it much, much better, but they don't. I'm sure at some point they'll introduce a mechanic where you can pay VC to bank them.
Of course.
You also, so as you play, you get GOAT points that move you up the GOAT tier list. By the way, NBA 2K has planted their flag that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. So if you were curious where NBA 2K falls on that debate, they rank Michael Jordan number 1, LeBron number 2, and Kobe number 3.
Accurate.
Okay.
Really? Oh, wow.
We've had this conversation. Yeah.
So, that system's kind of neat, but at the bottom of the rankings, it gets a little goofy. Like, the next person on my GOAT list is Andrew Wiggins, and it's like my player just got to 2,000 career points faster than anyone in NBA history, and just set the franchise record for the Charlotte Hornets for points scored in a season as a rookie, and I'm still not higher on the tier list than Andrew Wiggins. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I can understand if I wasn't higher than like some of the actual legends that are on the list, but in the next up tier, which is the first tier, it's like, yeah, I should have bypassed this a while ago.
You don't know, fucking Andrew is on fire.
Yeah, apparently. The rest of the game, they've got all the stuff you would expect. They've got My NBA, which is the franchise mode. They've got the eras version of that again, which is nice. So you can take control of a franchise in 5 different eras. So you can do the Magic versus Bird era, which is the 80s. The Jordan era, which is the 90s, the Kobe era, which is the 2000s, the LeBron era, which is the 2010s, and then the modern era, which starts this season, basically. And all the presentation in that mode is period accurate. So there are filters on the screen that makes it look like you're watching an old, television set from the 80s. And
I like that in last year's they did
the layover graphics look like the old sort of ESPN score bug, which is cool. And you can play full franchises in those time periods with, period accurate rosters and everything, which is really, really cool. It's got card shit in it. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. It's the same in every other card game that exists in every sports franchise now for some reason. I apologize if you're the type of person that likes card shit in sports games, but
I don't.
It's a complete waste of time to me. So last year they had the Jordan Challenge, which you basically played as Michael Jordan in, I think it was 12 games in his career. And you had to accomplish certain challenges in each game to match up with his stat line in those games. This year it's Mamba moments, so it's all Kobe stuff. I think it's 8 different games this year. And you get a little video in advance about the game, and then you have to try to get 3 stars by matching Kobe's stat line, which is cool. I mean, that mode is cool. Especially if you're a Kobe fan, there's Kobe. I'm sure a lot of fun to be had there. The WNBA representation is back this year. There is a WNBA career mode, but it is way stripped down compared to my player in my career, which is kind of sad, really. Hopefully they'll invest more in that next year for the people that want to be able to play a real WNBA career, because one exists and it's functional, but it's way stripped down compared to my career. What else? I mean, that's pretty much it. The online play is about what you would expect. Everybody's spending hundreds of dollars to max out their player overall, and so if you're not maxed out overall, you're going to get crushed online, which is just another thing that incentivizes you to spend real money on the game that you've already spent real money on. if they're going to lean this heavy into microtransactions and sponsorships, they should just make the game free. And I know they won't do that because they make money off of it, because they're the only game in town anymore as far as NBA is concerned, since Live quit making games in 2018. So I have a feeling it's going to be like this for the foreseeable future. And I don't know. I mean, the game, I guess, plays a little better this year. I mentioned on the podcast last year that I don't like the shooting changes. Or not last year, last week. I don't like the shooting changes. I think for someone who plays like me, where I kind of look at the meter when I shoot, it screws me up more than it helps. And there have been multiple times where I go in for a layup and I let go of the button when it's in the green, and all of a sudden the green disappears because somebody closes in on me. And it's frustrating. It shouldn't be so frustrating to make layups. And that's been the case in this game for years. I guess overall it plays better than last year's. The animations are better for sure, but it still has clipping issues. There are still times where you think, man, I should have got that rebound. Why did the other guy get the rebound? And then you watch it on replay and the ball goes straight through your hand and into the other guy's hands. Your teammates are still bad at picking up screens that you set if they're not called for as a play. So if you just set a screen naturally, they're bad at deciding what direction to dribble off of it. Your teammates are also continue to be rebound hogs. So even if you're in perfect position right underneath the ball, set to get a rebound, you can almost guarantee that the power forward or the center on your team is going to come charging in from out of nowhere and try to steal the rebound from you. So there are still some legacy problems that they haven't fixed because they've been investing all their time trying to figure out how to screw more money out of you. And it's frustrating because it went from my favorite yearly sports game to an exercise in frustration every year, because it's like they have finally reached the pinnacle of, we're really only making this game to try and steal as much out of you in microtransactions as we can. It's gotten shameless. And so I feel like it's never going to change unless people stop buying the game and stop buying the microtransactions, and unless people start calling it out in reviews. And I've been pleasantly surprised this year with the reviews that people have been sort of saying, hey, it's out of control now. There's a way to do microtransactions in a sports game. I think MLB The Show handles it pretty well. I've never felt like that game was forcing me to spend money on microtransactions, even back in the day when you could, similar to NBA, where you could actually use microtransactions to increase your character's attributes. You can't really do that anymore in the show. But even back then, it never felt as shameless as this game does. So, all the microtransaction bullshit screams a lot louder than any of the rest of the stuff in the game. So, buyer be warned, I guess. I do have a lot of other stuff to talk about, so I apologize for anybody that's sick of hearing my voice. But I did play some more Starfield. I still have the same things that I love about that game. I still have the same things that frustrate the shit out of me. It is way, way, way too complicated to survey these planets that have a whole bunch of different animals and plants on them. I know you can level up skills to make it to where you don't have to scan as many, which is nice. But man, I don't really want to have to spend a whole bunch of points in scanning just to make that part of the game feel less
That's a gaming
oppressive
trope. Yeah, that's a gaming trope where it's like, if I have to spend time to grind to make the grind less grindy, that's a problem with your game.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is too. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's a great way to put it. Is you're grinding to make the grind later less hard. I'm I think 25 hours in at this point, 26 hours in. And I'd say probably a good 5 of that was just surveying one planet, which is cool. You know, there's a lot of stuff to see and do, but at the same time, it shouldn't really take that long.
Was it worth it? Is the question.
No, and that's
Yeah.
the second piece. Is I thought, because I landed on this planet Tau Ceti 8b. It's a moon, and it's got like all of these creatures and plants on them, and it took me 5 hours to survey it. And I'm like, man, I'm going to get a ton of money for this survey data because it's so complex. No, I get 5,000 credits for it. And it's like I could get that in 2 side quests that would take me 20 minutes to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
Big game stopped you. You came in there with all that stuff. They were like, "Yeah, take all that. Here's $2."
Here's $2. It's like the I don't know if anybody. This is probably too old a reference, but there's an episode of Friends where Ross is trying to move the couch and they end up having to cut it in half, and he tries to return it to the store, and the lady at the store says, "I'll give you store credit in the amount of $4," and he says, "I will take it." That's what it reminds me of. Is I will give you 5,000 credits for your survey data. It's like, sigh, I will take it.
Yeah. What choice do you have?
Right.
Yep.
That said, I'm still enjoying the combat mostly. There are some of these enemies, like I was fighting an enemy yesterday, so I'm level 20. And no, level 19, sorry. And I was fighting a level 20 enemy yesterday, and I was using a weapon that has the exterminator designation, which means it does like 30% extra damage against alien species. And I was shooting this level 20 monster, and it was healing faster than I was damaging it, even with the 30% extra damage at level 20. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. If I was trying to kill a level 35 as a level 19, sure, I get it, but not a 20. So, there's just little things like that drive me a little bit crazy. I did, and I sent this in the chat as well. I know Jay and I were talking yesterday about the fact that the game is very fetch questy, which isn't a surprise for a Bethesda game. And in the Elder Scrolls, again, because exploration and travel was such a big part of those games, and because of the time period they were set in, it made sense that you would have to go back to the quest giver to let them know that you accomplished whatever they wanted you to accomplish. I mean, this game is in the future, right? You've got communicators. Why can't I just communicate with them and tell them that it's done? Well, they do. An NPC just told me in the game that the faster than light communication is not invented yet. So that at least explains why you can't communicate across systems, but it doesn't really communicate, or it doesn't really explain why I can't communicate across the planet. Hell, I can do that now. So, that part's a little weird. But other than that, I'm still enjoying the game. I'm still going to put a ton of time into it. And, I'm still, it's still going to be a game that I probably play for the next, 6 years until the next Elder Scrolls come out. But it doesn't change the fact that I definitely have a lot more complaints about this than I had about the last couple Bethesda games when they came out. Well, I shouldn't say that. The last couple Bethesda games other than Fallout 4 that have come out. Like, I didn't have this many complaints out of the gate with Skyrim or with Fallout 3. But yeah, played a lot of that. I also played F-Zero 99. That game's fucking rad. I love it. I absolutely love it. I've said on the podcast before that the original F-Zero on Super Nintendo is one of my most played games of all time. It was one of the first games I owned on the Super NES, and I just played it all the time. Anytime I do something new with emulation, the first 2 games I always try out are Super Mario World and F-Zero. So the fact that it's the SNES F-Zero kind of upscaled and redone is awesome to me. And it looks exactly like what I would hope an upscaled new version of the SNES game would look like. I love that it's got all the tracks from the original game. I enjoy the actual gameplay. I love the fact that they do like. Have either of you guys played it yet?
No, I don't. I don't like the 99 games.
Well, you might like this one.
I like it. I've never.
If you like the original F-Zero, you'll like it. So it's kind of cool the way they handle it. It's the regular F-Zero tracks that you're racing with 99 other people on. So as you can imagine, there's a ton of just bumping and knocking into each other.
Yes.
So the way they handle that is every time 2 cars bump into each other, they drop these sparks. And if you pick up enough sparks, you unlock the ability temporarily to fly on this skyway, which is like an elevated raceway that gets you out of the mess and can help you kind of get a leg up on the other people that you're racing against. And it's done, a regular race, you just have to finish in the top 80 to finish the race. But obviously you earn points and stuff by finishing higher, and you earn rank points by finishing higher than the rivals that it assigns you at the beginning of the race. They do also have these challenge races where you race on more difficult tracks, and you get extra points for doing those. And then there's a Grand Prix mode where you do 5 races, just like you would in the Grand Prix mode in the original game. But the knockouts get progressively higher. So at first you just have to finish in the top 80, then you have to finish in the top 60, then you have to finish in the top 40, then the top 20 to get to each next race in the circuit. And your reward for that, in addition to ranking up and all that, is that as you play each one of those tracks in the circuit or in the regular 99 mode, you unlock them for practice. So you can play them whenever you want, just racing by yourself. It's really neat the way they do the starting, because as you can imagine, if you just had 99 other racers on the track and you did starting like normal, it wouldn't work. So instead, you race through this almost like it's almost like a funnel is the best way for me to describe it, that sort of funnels everybody to the track, but it starts out wide and gets narrower as you get closer to the track. And that sort of gives everybody room to navigate getting to the position. You're sort of jockeying for position before they even get on the actual track, which is really cool. The music is, of course, all the traditional F-Zero music, which means it's among the best game music that's ever been written. Don't scoff at that. F-Zero.
Listen, I've never played. This is my first time, and I only, because like the stuff actually that you're describing sounds cool. I only played like the tutorial bit. Like I didn't actually get into the match because I was doing something else. But I mean, the music was actually all right. It was just you saying the best music ever written, really ever. You put that
I'm telling you,
Okay.
F-Zero's music, and I'll admit that I'm a fanboy, but F-Zero's music holds a very special place in my heart, and it's all here, right? All the tracks that you would expect are here. It's awesome. It makes me smile just playing it. So
is this the Super Nintendo game? Is that what this one is?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It is sad to me that there's literally only 4 mainline F-Zero games after 30 plus fucking years.
I agree. And I would. So that's the other thing is, as much as I would love to see a new F-Zero game, they made it clear at least right now, they don't see the point in doing that while they're still supporting Mario Kart, even though they're two completely different games. And I'm okay with this game getting released because, like I said, it's almost like a remake of the SNES original. And my hope is that if it's popular, it gives them more incentive to make a full new F-Zero game. The SNES original is still my favorite. I played all the rest of them. I enjoyed GX on the GameCube. I enjoy F-Zero 64, but the SNES original is still my favorite. And this being an updated version of that means it's right in my wheelhouse. So, if you have Nintendo Switch Online, it's free. So I would definitely recommend checking it out. If you have any nostalgia at all for the original game, or if you just are in the mood for a fun sort of fast-paced racer. I also played the demo. Terrence, I played the demo for Dave the Diver. I got to tell you, I don't think it's my game.
I got you.
I couldn't really get into it. I might try playing a little bit more of it. But it didn't really scratch any itch for me.
Did you play the Dragon Quest one? Because that's actually the one I want to hear you talk about.
Yeah, that was going to be my next one. Okay. So I did play Dragon Quest Monsters, The Dark Prince. And I played a little bit of the demo and then stopped playing it. Because even though the progress will carry over, I'm like, nope, that's enough. I'll wait and play it when it actually comes out.
You are so okay.
I'm sure that if we get a review copy, I'll end up reviewing it, unless Anthony decides he desperately wants to review it. It's especially so it's it's a Pokemon game. If you don't really know what the Monster series is, it's kind of the Dragon Quest version of Pokemon where you control and capture monsters to fight against other monsters, because in this game, at least, your main character is cursed, and his curse prevents him from doing any direct damage to monsters. And so he has to recruit monsters to fight on his behalf. The cool thing for me is that the protagonist in this game is actually the main villain from Dragon Quest IV. And so you get sort of an alternative version of the story from Dragon Quest IV and the setting from Dragon Quest IV, which is really cool. And it's going to be neat, I think, to play through the story and get sort of an additional view of the villain from Dragon Quest IV and sort of his motivations. So the demo was enough to sell me on playing the full game. I'm excited to try it out when it comes out. One of 2 Dragon Quest games coming out before the end of the year, unbelievably. And so, yeah, I'm excited to check out the full version when it comes out.
Is this real quick? I'm sorry, I don't want to break your train. I just have a question, because this is the first one of these that I've played. Like, I just now got into Dragon Quest because of you, but it felt like it was Pokemon.
Yep.
Like I ended up with because you had to pick your first monster. I ended up with like a mud man or something. Yep. I think
that's the same one I ended up with.
Oh, nice. Okay. So does this do like in Pokemon? Do you breed the monsters and stuff? Because like I'm not 100% on how the capturing works. Because I know you do like the scouting. But like I've captured some at like 15%, but then I failed some at 70%. And I'm like, well, wait, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, I haven't quite figured out that mechanic yet either. Okay. I'm gonna have to play it a little bit more to see if I can. Because you're right. Sometimes it's a little bit like Pokemon in the sense that the monsters are more susceptible to joining your team, and you don't capture them in this game. You scout them, and it's very much a happier version of Pokemon in that the monsters want to join your team. And I know that's the case in Pokemon too, but you're not like shoving them in a ball to get them to come with you.
Right.
They actually want to come with you. But yeah, you can select scout from the menu, and that'll try to capture them. And it increases the number and the strength of the monsters who are already on your team is what determines you do what's called a show of force, where you basically show the monster how strong you are, and that determines whether or not they want to join you.
Okay.
And so, like, if you have 4 reasonably strong monsters on your team already, their show of force is basically going to show the monster, this is how much damage I could do to you if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And then the monster at that point can either say, I'm not impressed, basically, and I'm going to fight you anyway. Or they can say, yeah, let me join you because I don't want to try to fight you.
Okay.
And so sometimes if you beat an enemy, they'll just say, they'll ask you to join your team afterwards, even if you don't try to capture them.
Yeah, I saw that. It said that. I hadn't had that happen,
Yeah.
but I saw that could happen.
Yeah, it can. So, yeah, I mean, it's very, I'll say, similar to Pokemon in its overall play style, but it definitely has a decent number of differences from those games as well. So
cool, because I think it's the differences that's drawing me to it. Because much as I like Pokemon, I like that this is a little different. I liked the little bit I played so far, so I was curious what you fan of Dragon Quest thought. So all right.
Yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it, and like I said, I enjoy the fact that this one actually has a story that I'm interested in as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it, and it's got all the Dragon Quest trappings. It's got the Dragon Quest music and the character designs and the monster designs and all the cool stuff that goes along with it being a Dragon Quest game.
Cool.
And what else? Did I play anything else? I did not. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Well, thankfully, I've already talked about the crew and Mortal Kombat, so we don't have to revisit those. The only other quote-unquote big game that I played NASCAR Arcade Rush, which I was interested in because it looks like a kind of a Daytona-style game, very arcadey, fast-paced racing. And then when I booted it up, it said Game Mill, and I was like, I just let out this collective sigh.
Yep.
It plays fine. But boy, that is the most aggressive rubber band AI I have ever seen in my life on this planet. Jesus Christ. Like, you can be in first place and fall all the way to 8th in like 2 seconds. Like it is rough. Like they do not let up. There is no, and this was like on the first race. So it's not like it ramps up. That shit's just extreme from the beginning.
All right.
So,
Lord.
It's funny, speaking of F-Zero, it's kind of that where like you run over these things on the track that build up your boost. So like how you do in F-Zero to refill your strength, same kind of principle. It's fine. It's like if you've ever played a Game Mill racing game, you've played this game. Like, you know what you are. As far as the indie stuff goes, I'm not going to go deep into a lot. There was a lot of games this week to check out. I'm just trying to see if there was anything that really kind of stuck out. I'm going to be honest with you, not a lot. I played Heavy Duty Challenge, the off-road truck simulator, which is like an indie version of, what's that game called?
Euro Truck?
No. The one where you're like driving big trucks over slow, hard terrain. Oh, fuck.
Ice Road Trucker? Oh, no, that's the show. Man, I don't know.
They're making a sequel to it. Like, a lot of people love that game. But it's similar to that where you actually have to like change gears and turn on different wheels on your truck, and like there's a lot to it. It's okay. I played through like 5 or 6 runs. I was like, this is fine. I did play Axolotl. So
oh, nice.
That game is pretty fucking good. It is a top-down game where you use the right analog stick to aim. The combat's really fun. Like, as you go up, it's kind of like room based. So you go in a room, you fight the enemies, you move to the next room. But like after you finish a room, there's like 3 doors or 2 doors where you can choose like, oh, this is a health door, oh, this is an ammo door, kind of thing. And it's real charming. Like the character is very fun. The pixel art's very cool. It is a really, really charming game, and it's a lot of fun. So it's good that the lizard with a gun turned out okay.
Nice.
What else did I play? I played a lot. Like I said, I played a lot of indie games. Parents, I played Thunder Ray, which is
Just okay.
it's just okay. It's like it wants to be Punch Out, but the tells of the enemies are not like as good. Like you know how when you play Punch Out, you know when Glass Joe's going to throw a punch. You know when Don Flamingo's going to throw. In this one, it's like the reaction time is very hard to get down. And
what's this game called again?
Thunder Ray, and it is basically an anime Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Okay. And
So-
what's this? What's it on?
It should be on everything, I think.
Yeah, I think it's on everything.
I played it on Xbox, but yeah, I think it's on everything.
Interesting.
I
I do love Mike Tyson's Punch Out. So
It is that, but like I said, like the mechanics aren't as. It's literally the same controls. You can low punch, you can high punch, you can dodge left and right, and you can block. You're stationary. It's from behind the back camera. It very much is a Punch-Out game, but like I said, the enemies with their tells are just so. It's so hard to figure out because you can't dodge left to a right punch. So if they punch right, you have to dodge right. Like you can't.
okay.
Because in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you could dodge either way as long as you dodged.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this one, you can't. If you dodge right on the left punch, you just get hit. Like it doesn't work.
Okay.
Well, and Super Punch Out was kind of like that.
Yeah, they changed it over time. Yeah.
I love Super Punch Out. Super Punch Out is much better than the original Punch Out to me.
Yeah. I mean, if you like Punch Out, you might like this. I just found it to be not as polished and as fun. That's just me.
But so Super Punch Out, I was talking about games earlier that wore out my SNES. Super Punch Out is another one of those games that wore out my SNES. I played the shit out of that game.
It was the first one for me. Like Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I played
Same.
that so
Yeah, that was-
much. Like I had the Mike Tyson code embedded in my brain for the longest time.
Yep. Same.
Oh, that game's so good. As I mentioned earlier, I tried to play Myth Force, no inversions, couldn't play it. There's a game called Full Void that I played, which is very much like a flashback out of this world style game with some really cool pixel art. So if you're into those games, that's definitely worth checking out. I think the rest of these they were literally like, here's 10 minutes of this, and I see what you're getting at, and it's not great. I did play Solar Ash. I don't know that I like that game. That's the one that dropped on Game Pass this week. Came out, I think, on the Switch last year. It's like a 3D platformer where you skate around and attack people. I don't know. It's just got this look to it, and I just like.
Is that the one from the Hyper
Hyper Light Drifter people?
Drifter?
Yeah. Same team.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Okay.
and I'm sure it's a good game, and I'm sure a lot of people like it. It's just not my jam. So.
I got you.
But yeah, I think that's kind of it. I did, like I said, I played a lot of other stuff, but nothing really jumped out at me. So, yeah, that's it. Got a bunch of headsets to review, I can tell you that. That's been fun. Too many headsets. All right, let's talk about what's coming out this week. This is a big week, even though we've already played a lot of the stuff. Gloomhaven, which I know Terrence is playing.
Yeah. Oh wow. I didn't talk about that. Yeah, that's.
Can you talk about it?
Oh yeah, I guess I can't. I think it might be embargoed.
I was gonna say, like, it
Never
probably
mind.
is embargoed tomorrow, and I'm just like, all right, we'll talk about that next week.
That's right. Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Payday 3 is out this week. Lies of P.
Forward to
Yeah, Game Pass Payday. So.
that. Mm-hmm.
Lies of P, also Game Pass. Big week for Game Pass. Party Animals, also coming to Game Pass this week. Mortal Kombat 1, the I didn't pay $100 version. You Suck at Parking, Complete Edition. Days of Doom. Paperman Adventure Delivered. Rin the Last Child.
Is Paperman a sequel to Paperboy?
I was about to say.
I would hope so, but I doubt it. I mean, it does say Adventure Delivered. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, Paperman sounds to me like it would be the grown-up version of Paperboy.
Paperman!
I'm Paperman. Lizard Man.
I can't. It's like earlier when I said context sensitive, I was like, man, I can't say that without thinking about Conker with the fucking Scarecrow. He's like, context sensitive. Avatar, The Last Airbender, Quest for Balance. Ooh, we got another superhero. Cyber Citizen Shockman 2, A New Menace.
Ooh.
Lord.
I like the old Menace.
Yeah, I like Dennis the Menace. I don't know about you.
Yeah, same.
EA Sports FC 24, which is the new FIFA name. Rainbow High. It's weird, right, that it's not called FIFA anymore?
It is weird. Yep, it's weird.
Rainbow High Runway Rush, Shuyan Saga, and Super Snake Block DX. That is Xbox Series.
Super Snake Block DX.
Right? I don't... It's a game. PlayStation 5 looks to be mostly the same stuff. Hellsweeper VR. I don't know why this wasn't listed on the Xbox list, but Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways DLC is out on the 21st.
We'll go our separate ways.
The Expanse, Episode 5. Train World Sim Deluxe Edition, Weird West Definitive Edition, and Bud Spencer and Terrence Hill in Slappin' Beans 2.
Wow.
What in the world?
Never played Slappin' Beans?
Slappin' Beans.
Nah, I ain't hip.
It's a beat 'em up
Got
indie
Terrence's
game.
namesake in it.
Yeah, Terrence
I
Hill.
know.
Alright, PS4, Xbox One, we got Death or Treat. That's pretty good. Legend of Nayuta Boundless Trails. I have no fucking clue what this is, but Jay wanted it, so, you know, it's one of those RPGs that he likes.
Is it part of the other? Isn't there another Trails series?
Trails of... Oh, what's that series called? Trails into the Sky or Legend?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not.
I don't know
hip
what
to
it's
those
called.
games.
I just remember there being another series of, because there's a Trails series and then there's a Tales series as well.
Yeah,
right?
Tales is Bandai Namco. This is NIS, or no, maybe not NIS. It's I don't remember.
If Jay were here, he'd be screaming at us right now.
I know he's probably, if he ever listens to the show, he's like, y'all are fucking stupid. Like,
yeah, well, I don't know nothing about that stuff.
Like he loves those games. So I know he like imports like the Korean versions of those games because he loves them so much.
Yeah. The only thing I know about NIS games is
Prinny.
Disgaea is what I was going to say, but really mostly it's Prinny.
I was going to say I just know Prinny. Like Disgaea, okay, but Prinny, yeah, we're in.
I reviewed a couple Disgaea games and Prinny on PSP, but
I mean, if you make one of those games and you don't say dude, you got problems.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
What else we got? Mostly the same stuff. House Flipper Pets Edition. If you want to make a house for your pets.
And then flip it.
I mean, dog got to make money.
The pet or
too.
the house?
You can flip the pet in the house. How's that? Let's do that.
I like it.
Works for me.
Xbox One, literally all the same stuff. Nothing different there. And then we'll go to the Switch, which is always the fun one. What is going on in the world of Nintendo this week? Moto Racer 2044 Game Simulator. Ugly, which I played on Xbox. That's one of those split the screen. Yeah, it's called Ugly.
Okay.
But it's one of those games where you have like mirrored screens on the left and the right, and you've got to solve puzzles by moving the one on the left or the right into one of those.
God, that sounds like the kind of game that hurts my brain.
Yeah, like I think I got to level 4 and I was like, all right, this is too much for a weekend. Let's move on. Persia and the Magic Labyrinth, Arabian... Okay, I'm sorry, what? I was going to say Arabian Nights, but this is what it actually says. Nights!
What?
Arabian
cool.
Nights.
Nights.
Arabian Nights.
Nights.
Arabian Nights.
Oh, okay. Aereo Flight Simulator. Bro Falls Deluxe. Earthshine. Dude, this Switch is fucking crazy. Evil Wizard. Evolings. Nice. Frag Pro Shooter. Fragments Note 2 Plus. Hammer Helm. Kind Heart Defenders. These are all different games, by the way. Livestream 2. Escape from Tokazuka Happy Place.
Okay.
I don't understand the Switch, man. Like, what the heck?
Oh my god, this next game is so... Oh, the game after this next one is so long. Okay, so Magic Donut Adventure Line Match 3 Puzzle. I need to take a breath for this next one. Alright, here we go. Monu, defeat monsters and gain strong weapons and armor. You may be defeated, but don't give up. Become stronger. I believe there will be a day when the heroes defeat the Devil King.
You lying. Why did they...
I'm not lying. Here's the title.
Why?
There you go. I read it all.
That's fucking ridiculous. Drink you some water.
I just took a sip. We're good.
Like, that's a lot.
Operation Wolf Returns first mission. I'm gonna butcher the shit out of this one. Osiaberi Horijo Geki Hori Anna Holinsky saves the universe. All right.
All right.
Yep. Just all right.
You could play that game this week where you think if I'm making it up, but I legitimately have not made up one of these. How could I make that up?
It's true.
Retro Kart Rush, Sugar Tanks.
Sugar Tanks.
Here's one that sounds dirty, even though it probably isn't. Super Adventure Hand.
Ooh.
Yeah, it does.
Isn't that what Lauren Bobert's in trouble for right now?
Beetlejuice. Oh. I'm sorry. Tic Tac Puppet.
Oh, Jesus.
Warriors of the Nile 2. Construction Machine Simulator 2023 Hard Truck Work Job. Crybabies Magic Tears, the big game. Farmland. Mermaid Castle 2, that's definitely a horny game. Whateverland, that's the last one. Whateverland. Oh man, my head hurts now. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't understand why stuff on Switch is just YOLO, man. Like, God,
I hope all these are backwards compatible. I don't know if I can play the Switch 2 without being horny. It's
right.
God, fuck. All right, news. Let's do news. Xbox announced a MasterCard.
Lord.
Apparently, it's like predatory as shit too. It's got like a 30-something plus interest rate or something.
Yep, because I looked at it because it like the perks is actually nice if you're an Xbox fan, but damn, it's predatory. Like, God, nah.
Feels like give me your mother's maiden name and your soul and 30% interest on Game Pass.
Exactly.
Starfield is now streamable with NVIDIA GeForce Now. Also, there's a big update coming to Starfield. It's getting DLSS, brightness and contrast controls, HDR calibration menu, field of view slider, 32:9 ultra-wide support, and a button for eating food.
Wow.
We'll also get built-in mod support across all platforms in early 2024. Microsoft announced the 36 games which are coming to Xbox Game Pass Core on launch day, with games such as Vampire Survivors, Power Wash Simulator, Limbo, first-party stuff, and some more. They plan to add new games 2 to 3 times per year. I don't know how I feel about that thing. The games in it are good, but like only getting updates 2 to 3 times a year, that kind of sucks. Mario Kart Tour. New content updates end next month, which shockingly is probably when the last Mario Kart 8 DLC will be dropping. So, Nintendo Direct. Let's roll through this motherfucker. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door HD was announced. A remake of Mario vs. Donkey Kong coming to Switch February 16th, 2024. As we talked about, F-Zero 99 was announced, available today when the Direct happened. The Princess Peach game got a name. It's called Princess Peach Showtime, with a March release date.
Showtime, folks.
Showtime.
That actually looks pretty fun, too. I actually am interested in that.
I mean, it's a Nintendo game.
Okay.
It's probably going to be good, you know?
Yeah.
Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 remasters, which are coming to everything, which was weird. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is out next summer. Splatoon 3 Side Order gets new gameplay trailer with a spring 2024 release window. New trailer for Prince Persia: The Lost Crown. New trailer for Super Mario RPG Remake. Trombone Champ coming to Nintendo Switch. Why they don't have Nintendo songs in there is a huge miss. Like, what?
They'll probably come. They'll probably add them.
Dave the Diver.
That was yeah.
Dave the Diver coming to Switch next week. This week now. First look at the Wave 6 of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Booster Pass. That's going to be the last one. Will include new tracks and 4 new racers, including Diddy Kong, Funky Kong, Pauline, and Peachette. So, there you go. Detective Pikachu gets a new trailer. More fucking amiibos. Horizon Chase 2 was shadow dropped. I know Jay and Anthony were super excited for Another Code Recollection. That was announced. I think that's 2 games, right? So Another Code Recollection compilation featuring Another Code 2 Memories, aka Trace Memory, and its sequel, Another Code R. Those are due out in January of 2024. Saga Emerald Beyond arrives next year. Sorry, Saga Emerald Beyond arrives next year. The most Vanillaware-ass named game of all time, Unicorn Overlord, was announced. It's a new tactics RPG from the developers behind 13 Sentinels.
It looks cool, though.
It's coming to everything.
Everything.
Everything. This is the first Vanillaware game on Xbox, I think.
Yep, it is. Yeah,
crazy.
I've had to play all of them on PlayStation. Yeah.
Those guys are yeah. They're a little horny.
A little bit.
Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes is now targeting an April 2024 release. New trailer from WarioWare Move It. Nintendo announced the Nintendo Gallery Museum will be out March 2024. And I think that's it. I think that covers all of the direct. More rumors. I know Anthony's not here to groan and yell at me, but Switch 2, Breath of the Wild 4K 60 no load times, running The Matrix Awakens. March 2024 was mentioned a lot. Not sure about backwards compatibility. Those are all rumors. Also, that direct was good, but it definitely felt like a system that was like, yeah, we're nearing the finish line.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that.
So, PlayStation news: Horizon Forbidden West complete. Got rated for Singapore. What else we got here? Yeah, Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition coming to PC.
I was going to say, is that the PC version?
Yes, this is the complete edition of the greatest sleep aid is coming to PC next year.
Why are you just trying to get Ryan riled up?
I'll just see if he was paying
alone.
I'll see if he was paying attention, that's all. I'll just give him a hard time.
I'm not going to talk about it.
PS5 firmware update. New accessibility features include using a second DualSense for helpful play. Larger support for M2 SSDs up to 8 terabytes. New features, social features, party UI update, share screen preview, and more. I'm going to be honest, I booted up my PS5 for like the first time in 6 months to get this update, and it updated a few games, and then I promptly just turned it back off.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played the thing since Final Fantasy 16 came out. I didn't even finish that. Like, I tried, and I got so bored of the cutscenes every 2 steps. Like, I don't know, man. I'd only
I've seen a lot of people say that. Like, you're not alone.
State of Play. Oh, we got the new PlayStation Premium and Extra games too. I need to look those up, don't I? What was it? PS Plus Premium for what do you say? September or August? It's August. No, it's September.
No, September.
Dude, 2023 is going by so fast. I can't.
It definitely is.
All right, here we go. So this was on September 13th. All right, this is the right one. So PlayStation Plus, Premium, and Extra, or not? Is it Extra? I still don't know the tier names. I'm sorry.
I don't either since they changed them.
Extra and Premium, you get Near Replicant version 1. Whatever. 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Sid Meier's Civilization 6, Star Ocean, The Divine Force, Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts 2, Odin Sphere, Unpacking, Planet Coaster, This War of Mine, Final Cut, Cloud Punk, Contra Rogue Core, which is terrible, Tales Noir, Call of the Sea, West of Dead, Star Ocean, Integrity and Faithlessness. Drew will be excited. Paw Patrol the movie, Adventure City Calls. Are you ready for the classics? Are you sure you're ready for the classics?
Siphon Filter 3? They already did that on there.
0 PS1 games, 0 PS2 games, obviously no PS3 games. These classics, I'm using finger quotes, are all PS4 games.
Nice.
So we get Star Ocean First Departure R. Tell me if you see a theme here. Star Ocean Till the End of Time. Star Ocean The Last Hope. And Dragon's Crown Pro. That's
Jesus.
it. They just raised the price of this, just so you remember.
That is just messed. I mean, Dragon's Crown is good, but
you can buy that game for like $2.
Yeah, it's like usually on sale, like regularly on sale.
Also,
man,
I'm sorry, PS4 games are not classics.
No, they're not. I don't know why.
All right. Sony State of Play. Welcome to the club, Sony. New controller colors. We get red, blue, and silver. They also made what do they call those things? The little flaps.
Your plates or whatever.
Your PS5 flaps. Your flappy flaps. So you can match your controller to your flaps.
Yep.
Foam Stars is getting an open beta from September 29th to October 1st. Honkai Star Rail got a release date October 11th on PlayStation 5. State of Play opened with baby steps. Just use that fucking grappling hook, man. That was a weird
Use fucking grappling hook.
That was a weird open.
It was.
But that is the new Bennett Foddy game, so it's probably gonna be good. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, so Far Cry Avatar. Which I think that game is still good. That game's still this year, right? December?
Mm-hmm. It's December, yeah.
Helldivers 2, not officially, but delayed to February 8th. I don't know if they'd ever put like a real date on it, so this might have been like a soft delay. DLC for Tales of Arise called Beyond the Dawn. Resident Evil 4 DLC, which we talked about separate ways, as well as Resident Evil 4 VR mode, PSVR 2. A new trailer for Spider-Man and a new trailer for Final Fantasy. So basically the same shit that was in their showcase in the summer was in their State of Play in the fall.
Yep.
And this was the one where everybody told me, like, dude, this is the one. This is the real showcase. This is it. It's not it.
They lied.
It's not it. That's why you don't believe. Right. You don't believe leakers on the internet because they all lie.
Yep.
They're still going to have another showcase, I bet you. December, it's coming. They're going to talk about all the big games that you don't know.
Well, wouldn't they just use Geoff's show for that? Just show it at the Game Awards.
I mean, Geoff's got security problems. I don't know if I trust him with information.
That's true. They let anybody up on the stage.
Yeah. Bill Clinton wants GTA 6. I don't know if you know that.
I did hear some rumblings.
By the way, it's the 10th anniversary of GTA 5 today.
I saw that online, and I was like, that is just fucking ridiculous. Because it has been re-released so many times on everything.
3 console generations that game has got to release.
Crazy.
All right, let's do release dates. Slave Zero X, which I feel like I've been hearing about forever, finally has a release date of February 21st.
I played that demo.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I never played the original, but it was fine.
I was gonna say, like, Slave Zero on the Dreamcast was fine. Like, I don't know. I don't think we needed another one, but whatever. Football Manager 2024, November 6th. Jupiter announced P-Cross S Plus for the Switch. Includes 9 delisted P-Cross games from the 3DS launches. P-Cross.
Picross.
I'm just going to keep calling it P-Cross. It goes out 2024 for $4.99. P-Cross 2 through 9 as DLC for $4.99. Bit Trip Runner launches September 19th on PC. Gungrave Gore Ultimate Enhanced Edition announced for Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
Notia is coming to Xbox and PlayStation on December 14th. Bang on Balls Chronicles launches October 5th.
Yes.
Bang on Balls.
Bang on Balls. SpongeBob SquarePants, The Cosmic Shake, is getting a next-gen update on October 16th. State of Decay 2 DLC Curveball update launches September 18th. Forza Horizon Event Lab 2.0 launches as a free update on September 12th. That's old news. That was a week ago. Spiritfarer Farewell Edition is back on Game Pass. Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader launches December 7th on everything but Nintendo Switch. Rainbow Cotton coming to everything, including Xbox, in spring of 2024.
Good old Rainbow Cotton.
That's one of them cute 'em ups. Bikini's Folly? Or Bilkin's Folly. Sorry. These are very small letters. It looked like bikini, but it's Bilkin. Coming October 2nd. Wolong Fallen Dynasty crossover with Lies of P begins on September 27th. Hades 2 Early Access starts Q2 2024. Knight vs. Giant The Broken Excalibur launches October 5th. We Were Here Expeditions The Friendship is out now. Gunvolt Records Chronicle announced for everything. Digital Eclipse, who just did the making of Karateka. Shadow dropped Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord on PC and Early Access. And then MechWarrior 5 Clans announced for 2024. And we have
I saw that this morning too.
We have a cancellation. There was a Fear Effect game called Fear Effect Reinvented from Forever Entertainment. Was canceled. So I'm sorry if you were looking forward to that. RGG Summit set for September 20th. So if you get your Like a Dragons on. What do we got here? Netflix Drop 01 set for September 27th. New trailers and sneak peeks for Castlevania Nocturne, Scott Pilgrim Anime, Sonic Prime, and more. Minecraft Live is set for October 15th. Capcom's Tokyo Game Show is this week, y'all, so we're going to have news next week, too. Capcom's stream is set for September 21st at 7 a.m. Pacific Time. Not specific time. Pacific Time. Whew. Let's talk about this. Unity fucked up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they did.
So they announced what's called the Unity Runtime Fee. The fee kicks in for devs on Unity Personal Plus after a project crosses $200,000 in revenue over 12 months and 200,000 total installs. Devs on Unity Pro Enterprise have a higher threshold, but what this means is they will be paying, 20 cents per install?
Yeah, I think that's what I read.
Which is wild, man. Like,
Mm.
boy, a lot of devs were really pissed about this and like basically said we're
Yes.
never using Unity again.
Yes.
Yep.
For good reason.
So this feels like the Xbox One always online announcement where like even if you walk all this shit back, it's not going to be well for you.
Yeah, the damage has been done.
Yeah.
You can't unring that bell, as they say.
Also, apparently Unity was supposed to hold a town hall but closed it and its offices because of a death threat from an employee outside of San Francisco. Like, that employee was pissed, man.
I was wondering if
Jesus.
you were going to... Yeah, I saw that on the news. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, good Lord. Like, yeah, people are super upset.
Yeah, the shitty as this is, you don't put death threats out in the world. That's just...
Nah, you
Just
don't do
wrong.
all of that. Like, I mean, yeah, it's shitty and, hopefully they get theirs. But, I mean, it's, don't do death threats.
The Apple iPhone 15 Pro and Max, Pro and Pro Max will launch later this year. A bunch of new games were announced for them. Full-on console versions of Resident Evil Village, Resident Evil 4 Remake, and Death Stranding. Assassin's Creed is also coming. Talking about Mirage is coming to iPhone 15 in the early 2024.
Jesus, Apple ain't playing.
I would not be playing any of those games on my phone. I'm just saying.
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I would not either. No, but I mean, I guess that's nice to have the option. But no.
Pokemon announced a collaboration with the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam from September 28th, 2023. The Sims game, codenamed Project Renee, will be free to download and will exist side by side with The Sims 4. Jesus, Dying Light 2. Techland adds premium currency in its latest update. They said it would make their lives easier. Users don't need to leave the game to buy skin bundles, and Techland doesn't need to create new bundles for stores anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. Dying Light's so like not even in my brain anymore, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The ESRB rated Gotham Knights for the Nintendo Switch.
I'm sure it'll go just about as well as Mortal Kombat for the Nintendo Switch.
Which is funny because
yeah.
they canceled the Xbox One and PS4 versions last year. Like, what makes them think they can get this bitch running on the fucking Nintendo Switch? Tencent is bringing the MMO Blue Protocol to mobile. Roblox is getting is coming to PlayStation and Meta Quest. You'll be able to play Roblox in the VR. My son will be excited. He wants a VR headset for Christmas, and his first question was like, "Can you play Roblox in VR?"
Yes, you can.
Yep.
Well, now, yes, you sure can.
What else we got here? Embracer made some news this week. They're considering selling Gearbox, according to Reuters. Gearbox is also considering the idea of spinning off and going independent again.
Nah, Sony gonna buy Borderlands.
Layoffs at Embracer-owned studio, also Rainbow Studios, was affected. So Embracer bit off a hell of a lot more than they could chew.
Yep.
So Ubisoft plans to close Hungry Shark developer Ubisoft London. Also, Ubisoft making bad news here. They promised employees of Ubisoft Montreal that they could work full-time remotely, but this week leadership forced them back to office. A lot of employees moved outside of Montreal or sold their cars and are now kind of pissed.
That's shitty. God, if you sold your car, yeah, I have to go to work. I work at the house, and they're like, "Nah, we're gonna see you on Monday."
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of bad news this week. Donald Mustard is stepping down as chief creative officer for Fortnite, and he's leaving Epic.
I saw that.
Another out the door, Stig Asmussen, the director of the Jedi games and also God of War 3, I believe, is leaving Respawn and EA.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah. he's directed a lot of really good games, so somebody should probably snatch him up. The Take-Two owned studio Visual Concepts got hit with layoffs as well. Ascendant Studios, who you might remember just released Immortals of Avium, laid off half of its staff. The reason was that poor sales of Immortals of Avium.
Probably because you didn't remember that they just released Immortals of Avium.
I mean, I don't like seeing people lose their jobs, but Immortals of Avium
absolutely not.
Might be the most forgettable. Like, I thought about booting it up because they just patched it recently, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good.
Dang, see, and I really thought, like, it looked, I guess I had high hopes that it was going to be, like, you know, the next big thing. Like, it looked really good. But, yeah, I mean, you know, it is unfortunate it didn't work out for them.
EA is also ending content updates for Wild Hearts only 7 months after its release.
Yeah, that's crazy for me.
And that was good. I think I gave that game a 9. Like, it's really good. Like, better than, well, I liked it better than Monster Hunter. It wasn't as obtuse with some of the stuff, but Jesus.
Yep, that game is now done. Starfield reached a new concurrent player peak on Steam with over 330,000 players. For comparison, Skyrim peaked at 287,000. Fallout 4 peaked at 472,000. So, Ghost Runner sold over 2.5 million copies worldwide since its launch in October. Final Fantasy VII Remake, including integrated shipments and digital sales, surpassed 7 million copies. And Ghostwire Tokyo surpassed 6 million copies played. Also, it was really interesting and hilarious to me that the Final Fantasy trailer said exclusive for like 3 months. I'm like, I think y'all got the wrong word. I think it should be years, not months.
Because, you know, we're still waiting on the first one.
Do you think that happens this week at TGS? Do you think we see that announcement?
Probably.
Because Xbox has a big show at TGS.
Yep.
You say probably, but I'm like, dude, people have said probably like 400 times since that game came out.
True, but I think what changes this is that Square and Xbox have both, you know, come out publicly and saying, hey, we want to have a relationship. And seeing as the exclusivity has ended on, wow, I said that right, has ended on that game, I think that it could be very well you see it. It might even come out, you know, by like December or something this year. Probably not, but that would be nice.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I'm beyond the point of believing that game is ever coming to Xbox at this point.
Listen, I have held out hope for Final Fantasy XIV, and we're within months of it dropping, sir. So I'm going to say it. You know, miracles happen. Miracles happen.
I hope the people who hope it happens for.
I got you.
I just don't know if I can slog through that fucking padded ass.
I was about to say, I'm not going to play it. You know, I guess y'all found out. I thought I was very vocal about it. Like, I didn't finish the first one because I got to a point and I was like, man, this is a lot of side quest and I just don't care. Like, there was something else that had come out anyway. So I never went back. I was like, I know the gist of the story, but the second one looks good from the trailer. But if it's,
the first one looked good from the trailer. My problem was that I felt like they spread 3 hours of the original game over 20 hours, and I'm just like, y'all didn't need to do that.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff. Like I'm like, nah. I think I got as far as because that's just a spoiler warning. The little shadow things attacking Seventh Heaven or whatever. Like when you like are escaping them. Like I played up to that point, and I was like, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Or wait, was that before or after the kids? Because there's like a side thing with Aerith where you have to like play with the kids and do stuff for them and like side missions. All that shit blends together. Remember. And I was like, nah, fuck this. No, but yeah.
All right, let's do some emails and some tweets and get out of here. Rick sends an email and says, hey y'all, first, thanks for the awesome show this week, or every week, and convincing me from your comments that Starfield is not for me. Space isn't my jam anyway, and it seemed tedious to extract fun from that game. I mean, that's fair, I guess.
It is.
Anyway, question is, on the new Shredder's Revenge DLC, I'm loving it. Such a great game, but is it me, or
Yes.
does Yojimbo feel OP as fuck? Don't worry, Terrence, I won't make you recite his name. Also, where in the Turtles lore does this cat come from? I mean, Bunny. He has better range, and it seems the supers are very effective. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Peace.
So I appreciate you not making me say his name. I don't 100% know where he falls in the lore. I know that he has his own comic book, and I think maybe they just did crossovers with him.
Yeah, I think
I'm
that's
not
right.
100%. Anthony probably knows for sure. But yeah, I think. But that DLC, like I was telling y'all, it is good, and he is OP. I haven't played as him, but like I've played a lot of the survival matches, and there's always a bunny guy in there, and he go clean off. He always got like 400 and some odd hit combos. Like he's stupid OP. I like Karai myself. I like her little kit.
I still need to play that. I booted it up, and like I played as like the bunny for like 2 seconds, and then I turned it off. It was one of those days where I just didn't have time to play it. I booted it up and like, I need to go do something else. So
that's how I did it too at first, and then I sat down like one night after something. I was like, I'm gonna run through this, and I like did it online and got into a party with 5 other people, and it was a blast. Like it was a lot of fun. Like,
I mean, I just need to stop torturing myself and fucking hoping Overwatch got better. And
you really do, because I saw you on there, and I almost sent you a message last night. I was like, man, you just a glutton for punishment. Like
I am.
It was like 12:30 at night. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm just, I'm sadomasochist when it comes to Overwatch. I'm like, let me get in here and see how this rolls. And it usually never rolls good. Yep. And what's funny is I hadn't played all week because Mortal Kombat came out, so like all I've been playing was Mortal Kombat. Like I hadn't touched Overwatch since I think Sunday night or something. I can't remember. It was a long time I hadn't played it. And like the first game I go back, I have a lever immediately, and I'm like, never change Overwatch. Right? All right. This next email comes from Isdeen. I'm sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. He says, this is a bit of a long one, but please indulge me. Good afternoon, gentlemen. I hope I didn't misgender anyone. I've been listening for 10 plus years now, and also wrote to the podcast a few times, but here's a quick refresher. I now live in the States, but I grew up in Africa. My parents were upper middle class, but living in Africa in the 90s, being a gamer wasn't easy. My dad would travel to Europe every couple of years, and those trips were our only opportunity to get games. To make a long story short, in my friends group, gaming consoles makeup was pretty varied. N64, Super Nintendo, Sega Mega Drive, Neo Geo, etc. It's hard to describe the excitement when we visited one another, as we knew we were going to play something different from what we had at home. I love going back to my friend Yannick's house to play Altered Beast and Sonic, since I don't have those games on my Super Nintendo. On your last podcast, your conversation about exclusivity made the kid in me really sad, as you all seem pretty jaded over the whole exclusivity thing. Don't get me wrong, as a 39-year-old gamer and parent, I understand the convenience of having access to all games on all platforms. I also understand how obscene and ridiculous the console wars are, and in fact that it only benefits corporations. That said, I want us to stop and think for a second why Nintendo is still number one in console sales, and why Sony is kicking ass in its rivalry with Microsoft. It's all because of exclusives, and platform identity. I think that beyond exclusivity, platform identity still matters to many gamers. Additionally, the competition it creates between companies as they try and one-up each other is good for the industry. To sum it up, I don't for the life of me understand how making all games on all platforms is a good thing. Why would you buy a Series X instead of a PS5 or a PC if they're all the same with the exception of performance? The industry has already headed down the dangerous path of consolidation, where only a few companies or corporations will own everything and have very little incentive to innovate and create new experiences. I'm pretty sure we don't want the entire industry to become one giant EA on steroids. For those reasons, beside the stupid console wars, I want to know why you guys are so opposed to exclusivity and platform identity. Is it old age, or am I missing something? That is a very good email.
That was very good. I mean, I'm still like putting my thoughts together. If y'all had something, please go ahead and jump.
I'll just kind of start by, I think the misconception is that I don't want exclusives. I think exclusives are good. My problem with exclusivity is buying exclusives from third parties that should be on every platform.
Yeah, and my problem is consolidation in the industry because there's a drive for exclusives. Not necessarily that exclusives are bad. What I think is bad is, I've talked about it on the show, Xbox buying Activision Blizzard is bad for the industry. And that was done to add to the exclusives that are on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
I've said before, I like it when the big guys buy a studio so that a game that wasn't going to get made gets made. I am not a fan of these guys buying up studios and publishers so that they can make the games they were already going to make exclusive. I think that hurts gamers. And listen, I'm not a stockholder in any of these guys, so my primary concern is with gamers themselves. I could give a shit less about Xbox or Sony's stock price. So if there are fewer places to play something that you want to play and you don't have enough money to own both consoles, which is a lot of folks,
Most folks, yeah.
that sucks. And yeah, I'm sure it makes all the business sense in the world. That's why they do it, but it still sucks. If you're a kid that wants to play Spider-Man, but also wanted to play Starfield, and your parents could only get you one console, it sucks to not be able to play both. Now, is it good for Sony and Microsoft to have those games as exclusive? Sure it is. But I'm not here to carry water for the corporations, right? Like I'm here to say that if you're a gamer, especially a gamer of limited income, it sucks when you can't play all the stuff that you want to play.
Yeah, absolutely, and I agree.
Yeah.
Like it's, I don't like where everything is going because it's a mess. Like you said with Activision, Microsoft just buying them for Game Pass content, which is good for people who have Game Pass. But if they do end up taking Call of Duty, which I don't think they will, but if they end up taking Call of Duty or other games off of other platforms, that's a bad thing. Like that is not something that I want, and I don't want that for any. But I think the thing that truly pisses me off the most is when exclusivity deals have always pissed me off. I hated when Microsoft did it with Tomb Raider. I hate it that Sony's done it with Square Enix. Like that stuff just irritates the piss out of me because those games should be everywhere. Like the games you talk about you want more people to experience, then put them in places where people can experience them. Like that's the point. But I will never sit here and say Horizon Forbidden West should be on Xbox or Super Mario Wonder should be on PlayStation. Like that is not what I want here. I still want those internal first-party studios to continue to create things that make you want to go out and buy a PlayStation and an Xbox and a Switch, because over the lifetimes of these systems, eventually you probably could get to that. And I think what just irritates me the most is these people here, like, the thing that drove me nuts on Twitter, Twix, whatever the fuck this week, was the Spider-Man trailer came out, the game looks great, looks like it's going to be a great time. It wasn't 10 minutes after that trailer came out that the Sony people were out there like, oh, look how much better this looks than Starfield. Who cares?
Yep.
Like,
Just play the game.
You're a grown-ass man. Be excited for the game that's coming to the platform you play on.
Yeah.
Like, God. And the Xbox guys are no better out there posting these Spider-Man screenshots of, like, some low-res YouTube video of, like, look how bad this looks. I'm like, are you fucking high? Like, that game looks amazing. I don't know, man.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I'm not even going to go into it. I agree with y'all. That's where I'm at. Like, I don't think it's, horrible. But, I mean, the places that are those games, like y'all said, that are traditionally like a Tomb Raider and stuff that wasn't owned by a third party, that sucks that they locked that kind of stuff down. And I don't think that Microsoft is going to lock down Call of Duty and all of that. I don't think they ever were, despite Sony drawing all of that out. But it's still, I don't know, it still sucks.
Yeah.
But it's not, it is what it is. So I don't know.
I want the good, like, if Microsoft buying Activision brought back, I don't know, fucking a backwards compatibility version of Singularity, I think that's a good thing. If
the Transformers games,
yeah,
they find those and bring those back.
Like, that stuff is good, but if you bought it just to pad Game Pass with Call of Duty, then I don't like that. Like, that is not... I get it from a business... It makes perfect business sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't help a gamer, like, other than the fact that I get to play Call of Duty for my Game Pass subscription, which is cool, but, like Ryan said, Nintendo funding Bayonetta 2. That's awesome.
Yep.
Right. Well, and because of the licensing, even something like Spider-Man doesn't get made unless it's a Sony exclusive. Like, and I understand that, and I'd much rather have Spider-Man as a game. But I do wish that as many people as possible could play it, because I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't understand with these fanboys. It's like, these games are awesome. Why would you not want more people to play them?
Right.
Like,
yeah. I've never understood it. Well, so I do understand it from the sense that some of these guys really only care that it looks awesome because it's going to be on their console of choice, and that's the problematic thing, in my opinion.
We couldn't possibly talk about a Fireman game, could we?
Yeah. The only reason anybody gives two shits about that Fireman game is because it's only on PlayStation, and that's
it.
And they've made a deal about how it can't be done anywhere else. Bullshit.
Yep.
Right.
Which is, like I said, bullshit.
Yes.
It's just so, it's like, y'all need to just get the fuck off the internet. Like, I think Twitter is great for news. It's bad for mental health on everybody's account.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Put your phone down. All right. One tweet to end the show. Curtis says, today I finally buy a PS5 after waiting for the PS5 Slim. Seems like it was just a rumor, but if not, and it's coming later this year, I can always give the PS5 I'm going to buy to my daughters and buy the Slim. You guys always put out awesome content. Keep it up. Peace. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats on your PS5.
It's a great time to buy one of these new consoles because we're finally at the point, like, boy, if you only have a Switch and last-gen consoles and you want to play Mortal Kombat, I'm sorry.
Yeah, those videos.
Like, oof.
God, they sent that game out to die.
I don't even understand, like, how you can put that out and be like, I'm okay with this being out in the world.
Right? Like, we did a good job like that. And I mean, that one video where, like, he was moving and the dude, like, was going to the foreground and then he moved to the background and Fidel was moving
completely absurd.
Like
that's kind of a glitch.
Well, you thought the Starfield NPCs had some bug eyes. Boy, you ain't seen Mortal Kombat on the Switch yet.
Right. Jesus.
Right.
Johnny Cage takes his sunglasses off, looking like Large Marge, man. What's up?
Oh, man.
It's rough out there. Nintendo Switch, like, maybe just leave, like, that's when the Gotham Knights thing came up. I was like, you gotta be kidding me, man.
Yeah, like, if y'all can't just leave Gotham Knights off.
Yeah.
But then that goes to, like, Anthony's point when he was like, why aren't they doing Mortal Kombat 1 for the Xbox and PS4, like Xbox One and PS4, but we're doing a Switch version? And here we are where they canceled Gotham Knights on those other consoles, but they're doing a Switch version.
It's all money chasing because the Switch has such a huge install base. They know they're going to make money off of it, where they've probably got numbers where clearly Xbox One sales have dropped off a fucking planet. But I would assume PS4, like, that's why Resident Evil 4 Remake got a PS4 version. That's why Street Fighter 6 got a PS4 version. Like, there's 100 million plus PS4s out there. How do you not at least do a PS4 version of games like Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, right. I mean, that's money. I mean, because like we just said, some people can't afford to upgrade to the new systems yet, especially with the price of everything going up right now. Like, I mean, that was just money on the table. Like, I mean, y'all did a Switch one, put it on PlayStation.
Is this, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know the history. We're about to hit the third year of these new consoles. Have we ever gone this long without a price drop? Have we ever made it to
know.
3 years without a price drop? Like even like a $50 price drop?
It's a good question.
Like I feel like in the past these consoles would drop after 2 years, like at least like $50 or something.
Yeah. It would be, the $4.99 would be $4.49. Is
Yeah.
what it would turn into, right? Yeah, that does typically happen. We haven't.
And in
But
fact,
that's probably again.
the PlayStation and Xbox went up in
Yep.
outside of the U.S.
Because everything is so expensive, we can't even afford to drop the price. But we need a little bit more money. We can jack it up for y'all though.
It's wild, man. Like I like Ryan said, it's a privilege to be able to own one of these, let alone both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that they're still $500 a piece, like you would think the S would have been a good idea, but it clearly didn't pan out the way they expected it to. So.
Yeah, and I really thought it was a good idea too. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, you get it, but yeah, no, because now we're running into, and people were, hollering this when it first started about games that, like Baldur's Gate, was going to delay the Xbox one because they can't do but some of that is the parity thing too, honestly.
Yeah,
Xbox
Microsoft's like policies have always been bad. Like you remember the Xbox Live Arcade had to be under 50 megabytes. Like, yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yep.
This one needs to go away just like that.
Yep, exactly.
So, but anyway, that's it for this week. That was a lot of shit going on, man. It's that wild time of year when every week we're gonna be talking about a new big ass game. So, we still got Call of Duty and Spider-Man and Alan Wake and oh my god,
so many good games. It's a crazy year.
Yeah. I'm not gonna have time to do all this because football's back, so I don't have time for all these games. But anyway, if you want to shoot us an email, it's podcasts@ztgd.com. If you want to Twix at us, that's at ZTGD Podcast on Twixer.
You want to what?
Twix. Twitter
Twix
X. Twix.
Oh.
Twitter X.
Twitter X.
I gotcha.
I see. You want a what?
You know what?
I see.
I'm going to tell you this. This is so funny to me. Like, I work in marketing. Like, I'm not going to tell you where I work and all that fun stuff, but when you work in marketing, there's always the social icons at the bottom of the emails you create. Ain't nobody had a conversation about changing that logo yet.
No. Nobody's going to.
Yeah, like, the bird is still in every email that I create. So, it's so funny to me how he's tried to make X a thing, and it's just never going to be a thing.
He's not going to make fetch happen.
Nope.
No, he's not.
I tell you what the next Phoenix Down game is. Oh, wait, it's Pillars of Eternity. That's right, he said it in the chat, because they just finished Resident Evil. So that last episode of Resident Evil is up, so the next one will be Pillars of Eternity, so check that out. Other than that, I don't have anything else. If nobody else does, we can get out of here. Peace, bitches.
Alrighty. And it goes something like this.